We are being labeled the real corrupt nation, and that's why we are being looked down at today. Let us start from there.
Yeah, I think recently, or sometimes in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, there was this international organization that rated Nigeria as one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And within that, perception, they said that the judiciary and the police institution are the most corrupt in Nigeria, looking at in the institution. And so it has really affected the way and manner governance and the way Nigeria is perceived internationally. And the key, these two institutions are very key to governance, to the welfare of the citizens, to human rights, to everything about democracy. And so, I mean, it is a very serious issue, and the way and manner corruption has eaten into the fiber of Nigeria. One of the ways you can really measure it is what is happening within the judiciary, and like they say in their own assessment, what is happening in the Nigerian police force.
So are you saying there is some, or you think that there's a real rot within the system that is really bringing the nation into a place where people are saying, hey, we will come and just save you guys?
Yeah, I think I was listening to the report about the president of Nigeria, president of the United States, Donald Trump, when he said the disgraced country. Yeah. And I felt very bad. And it's even that the fact that I'm going to be appearing in this program, that for a country, a president of a country to call another country disgraced country, it shows that the institution has actually failed, and there is a need for us to take a retrospection of what exactly is happening in our country. As a matter of fact, the major plank of corruption in Nigeria is abuse of office. Are you not aware that as I'm talking to you now, 2 buses were kidnapped within Lake Abuja to Kogi 3 days ago? As a matter of fact, my own auntie was involved. Our 21-year-old daughter going to Anyagba. As I'm talking to you, the kidnappers are asking for 15 million for a lady who has no father, who they borrowed money to send her to Kogi State University. So the point we are making that the corruption is so entrenched. It was Femi Falana that was senior advocate that was saying that, and the Attorney General of the Federation, the Lateef Agbemi, that was saying that it seems that justice is now for the rich. That is part of the corruption. He said, this is Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Agbemi. Some few months ago, he says like justice is now for the rich. He said because of the kind of justice that is being given out in court, he cannot understand how it will be affordable by the poor. And what is the problem? Even some of these senior advocates, we compromise the courts, compromise judges to give them the kind of justice they want, either the kind of justice they have influenced, they have bargained, or they have arranged for their own personal interest.
It was David Cameron some years back that called Nigeria a fantastically corrupt country. Years later, Trump comes in and calls Nigeria a disgraced country. The question to you now is, when Tinubu is put on the screen, say on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, what is the image of Tinubu that you have? Are you proud of him as your president? And you can look and say, that's my president. He's not a corrupt president. When you look at Akpabio put on the screen, the Senate president, the equivalent of the Senate leader in America, Mitch McConnell, right? When they put him on the screen, are you proud that that's Akpabio, that's your Senate leader in your country, a smart mind? Or when you look at Wike, the minister of the FCT, are you proud? Let's say you look at the vice president of Nigeria, Shetima, and he's put on and he's speaking maybe in the United Nations gathering. And would you be saying that to your vice president and you're proud is a smart man? The answer is no. Because the perception, once you see him on screen, is these are corrupt politicians representing us. Nigeria cannot move anywhere. Unfortunately for Nigeria, most children born within the last 10 to 20 years have no other idea, no other understanding that corruption is not normal, because we've normalized corruption in Nigeria. So when you take the comment by David Cameron and you take the comment by Trump, where David Cameron called Nigeria a fantastically corrupt country and Trump called Nigeria a disgraced country, you can come to that conclusion that Nigeria is a fantastically disgraced and corrupt country. You can come to that conclusion easily. So this is where we find ourselves right now, where our justice system is corrupt. The police is so corrupt that Nigerians have become their victimized victims. Nigerians are victimized on a daily basis by our Nigerian police, used by politicians to hunt Nigerians down like as though they're in a hunger game, where our politicians use the police to fight their own personal battle. Take the case of Egbetokun and Shoren. Take the case of the commissioner of police in Lagos State, threatening Shoren not to come to Lagos. It's the kind of country that we run. So when you hear the likes of Trump calling Nigeria a disgraced country, the label is not far. It's close to the truth, if not in the truth. So Nigeria is not just labeled a corrupt country. Nigeria is actually a corrupt country. And this truth is staring us in the face, and we must be realistic to tell ourselves the truth. Our system is decay. It's completely broken. Take another case of the Attorney General of the Federation, Fagbemi, saying that he wonders at the kind of judgment that is coming out from the courts these days. The Attorney General of the Federation making that sort of statement. The same person that gave his nod to Tinubu, enacting the state of emergency in Rivers State, and even came and had a press conference to support it, even when he knew that that's against the Constitution. That's the person you want to say is concerned about the way corruption is working in Nigeria. These are the kind of people we have. So when the courts are giving ping pong judgment, passing judgment that these are not normal. When you look at Fagbemi, you wonder, how is that man morally right to even make such of a statement? In a country where elections are rigged in broad daylight, where the man that did not win the election was announced in the middle of the night as the winner of the election in 2023, and he emerged as the president of Nigeria, do you think that man will be able to fight corruption? When a governor that did not come first, second, but fourth, was announced the governor of a state in Imo State, do you think that man is going to work for the people? Because the people rejected him from the beginning. The same way they rejected the one that's now pronounced as the president. And you can see where Nigeria is under his tenure. Look at Edo State as another example. Look at the kind of governors INEC announced. You cannot run an illegal election, a corrupt election, and produce something that is good. It's not going to happen. Because they knew from the beginning the people did not want them. And as such, they will need that illegality, that corruption to exist for them to continue to exist. For Tinubu to fix corruption, it means that he himself will be removed from power. For Opus Odima Imo State to fix corruption, it means himself will be removed. For Monday Okebolo of Edo State to fix election, himself will be removed. How do you think these people will fix election or fix corruption in their state or in the country? That's why I'm saying that corruption is entrenched in our system. It stinks. Corruption stinks in our air. When you coming out from, maybe you're flying into the country from abroad and you land, you can smell corruption in our system. You know the way we smell Christmas breeze when it starts to come? That's how corruption smells in our system. It's so entrenched in the fabric of our society. That's why I've often argued that for you to fix election in Nigeria, you have to do a top-down, bottom-up approach. Top-down, you have to allow the system elect people that are righteous. Fix the system and the people will join in fighting the corruption together. And also the people will need to join in the fight from bottom up by, first of all, pursuing those corrupt individuals who've stolen. Your local government chairman comes, steals from you, and you support him, and you think God is blessing him, but he's stealing from you and giving you peanut. And your local government is in shambles, in poverty. That's the kind of system you need to do to fix this corruption. Frown on those things. I remember when I was growing up, you can't bring things that are not yours into the house. Your parents will question you. But today, the reverse is the case. It is the parent that's actually pushing the children to go and get their hands dirty in corrupt things. So we need to get to that state where we frown at these things. When you see these politicians abroad, call them out. Call them out. Laugh at them. Disgrace them. Let's make it unbearable for them. Let's make corruption something that stinks now rather than acceptable now. So again, corruption is in every fabric of our society. Sadly, again, like I said, most kids born in the last 10 years, 20 years, most of them don't understand. If they've not been exposed to anything new, they have no understanding that corruption is not normal. But when they see the system that we operate, they think it's the same. So that's why most of them, when they get abroad, they get caught up by the system because they see a system that works. Listen, don't be fooled. When Donald Trump called Nigeria a disgraced country, they've looked at the details of our president. They have his record. They've looked at the details of our vice president. They have his record. They've looked at the detail of our Akpabio, on Wike, and all those government officials that are corrupt. They have their records. They've looked at all of them. So when they look at these politicians who they cannot trace their source of wealth, buying expensive houses in America, and in England, in Dubai, in Canada, they know these guys are corrupt. So when Donald Trump says that Nigeria is a disgraced country, they know what they're talking about. Look at the president of Nigeria. I ask you the question. When his face is on screen, maybe he's making a speech in the United Nations gathering. Are you proud of Tinubu? Are you proud of Shetima? Are you proud of Akpabio? Are you proud of Tajuddin Abbas? Are you proud of Wike? These are the individuals we have in our president, in our government. When you look at Daniel Bwala, their spokesperson, are you proud of him? When you look at Felix Moka talk, are you proud of these ones? What we have are people who we look at and they undermine the nation and undervalue the country and they demarket the country. These are the people Donald Trump looks at and says Nigeria is a disgraced country because they look at the resources that we have and see the potential that is in Nigeria, but they look at individuals that cannot transmit that potential into reality. That's why they're seriously calling Nigeria a fantastically corrupt country, a disgraced country. So when you have all these images of these people in question, are you proud of them? See, the perception of Nigeria by other foreign leaders is not tainted by our tribalistic and our ethnic, spectrum and glasses of, viewpoint. They see the system for what it is, and they're calling it out for what it is. So you might argue about Donald Trump's, classification of Nigeria being a disgraced country, but it's not far from the truth. It's not far from the truth. So also was David Cameron's comment. It wasn't far from the truth. Look at Nigeria there. Look at Nigeria today. This is not fantastically corrupt. When the INEC chairman can announce an illegal result and is still gone on to retirement, then you know what is going on in Nigeria right now. Is the way they've called Nigeria is actually right. So again, like I said, when you take Trump's comment, David Cameron's comment, you can conclude that Nigeria is a fantastically disgraced and corrupt country. It's not a smite of my nation. It is what it is. And we have to be bold enough to face the truth for what it is so we can address it and kill this cancer called corruption that has completely ruined our nation. We have to admit it. Nobody's going to do it for us. We have to do it. And by the way, there's no salvation coming from anywhere. So you have to be bold and be vocal enough to tell the rest of Nigerians, and these are politicians, that they are fantastically corrupt and they've disgraced our country around the world. It is as simple as that. Anything else outside of that, you're lying. So forget American interest. Let's look inward first of all. The solution is in us. This corruption that's causing this insecurity all around the country is because of corruption. And until we fix it, my question still remains to you. What do you think about Tinubu when you look at him? What do you think about Shetima, Akpabio, Tajuddin Abbas, Wike? When you look at these big guys in Nigerian politics, what do you think about them? Are you proud to call them your leaders? Put that in the comment section. Let's have our chat. Don't forget to like, to share, subscribe, click on the notification icon, and recommend this channel to others. I'll catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.